Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin' Baums with me, your host, Corey Baumeister, as always with the lovely people here at TCGplayer.com. So today I'm bringing you green-white tokens thanks to Team France at the World Magic Cup. This is one of the winning deck lists. I thought it was awesome. I saw Jammet just doing a bunch of filthy, disgusting things to people in the whole top 8 of the World Magic Cup, so I wanted to be in on the fun. Today we played 3 matches against 3 different archetypes. We played Jeskai Control, Blue-Red Drakes, and then we ended it with a mirror match here. All great matches. Every games were very interactive and very quite skill dependent. If you want to fast forward to any of these matches, I have the links below. You can skip ahead as much as you want. We got a deck tech at the end. Also a link to TCGplayer.com for a short sideboard guide along with a write-up. Thank you so much and enjoy the game. And welcome to the games, everybody. Alright, so I think this hand is great. We get to attack with a Untitled Vanguard on turn 3, along with play a History Benalia and have access to Conclave. This seems like a slam dunk keep. I'm excited. We haven't done some attacking and dropping bombs in a while, you know. I was kind of on a control streak there. I didn't really realize it. Alright, if we draw a land, it would have been somewhat interesting if we flower or not. But I think now it's just a no-brainer flower. Got to get a plains. Alright, and then we'll pass it back. Now, this is a deck that's just, you know, right away everybody thinks, Celestia Token's not really that great of a deck. It's something that is kind of sneaking into the metagame at tier 2, you know, getting dominated by control and stuff like that. But it just keeps winning. It just keeps winning. It's always in a top 8, you know, and at some point you just have to respect the deck. Alright, so we're going to drop down the most obnoxious card for blue-red, a Untitled Vanguard. I'm almost always on the receiving end trying to deal with a Untitled Vanguard, so it feels nice to be putting somebody in that position. We're going to see a shock on a Danto. I would pay. I would indeed pay. And now next turn we do have options. We could either go History, or if there's something we really want to kill, similar to a Enigma Drake, we could go Migration, Legion's Landing, and Conclave. Might just be better suited as a History, especially with a second History. Yeah, I think that's probably the case. We're going to do a Conclave later when it's just a bit more free. Now it would kind of take our whole turn here. Conclave Tribuna really is such a powerful, cheap, effective threat that, you know, kind of gets pushed under the rug a little bit. Yep, let that happen. Ooh, now we might have to take care of one. 2 of them is a little bit of a problem. Alright, so another History. Ugh, that really makes me want to get another History down and just start chaining these off. It might be correct. I think we're going to do it. We can afford to take some damage. They're not super big yet. A land there would have been great. So we could have went Legion's Landing, History Benalia, and Conclaved one of them. Still sitting in a pretty good spot. You know, we're definitely pressuring our opponent. And I think this is one of those turns where they maybe can attack with both. Yep. Okay. Charting the course. A lot of these blue-red Drakes these days are kind of transitioning away from actually playing Arclight, which is quite interesting. It takes away their high ceiling draws, but it kind of lowers their... Did I stack that right? Nope, sure didn't. If our opponent had a shock, they would have shocked this one anyways, though. Well, we could go Emiria Legion's Landing, and Conclave Tribunal. Or we could just attack for 8 and just drop another history and just let the lessons continue. Or we could cast Legion's Landing, attack with all 3, flip it, and then cast Emiria and Conclave Tribunal. That seems like a pretty powerful line, but the problem is our opponent has 1 very good block, and I don't think we'd really want to pay in this position. So I like that a little less. It might just be another history time. Every play seems like it's so good, and then you're just like, but history. Yeah, I think we're just going to go history here. We're going to attack first. We'll see what our options are. Hiya, hiya. Because our opponent is also set up for a Spell Pierce and a dive down right now, so we might not want to aggressively try to Conclave Tribunal things. We'll definitely take a trade. I guess this could be a dive down, yep. Now we do have the option of conclaving. Yeah, that's probably the play here. History and conclave, that seems very good. Yeah. Our opponent can't cast Niv Mizzet successfully right now, so we're going to pay. And we'll take care of one of them. It's nice to just, it's nice when school's in session. When you're just, when you got history class first period, second period you got history class, and then third period, you just got to go to history class, and then it's just one big history lesson. The amount of history class jokes I've made with History of Benalia, I'm not proud of. My dad would be proud of with all his dad jokes, but I am not proud of them. Alright, so Enigma Drake's up to 5-4. Still not scary. Our opponent is taking 12, 13, 14, 15 on the crackback. Yep, makes sense that they cannot attack. Let's stack this one correctly. Not that it matters too much, but we want the plus ability to resolve last. So we want the knight to come in and then pump. Now a Johnny. Not very good. But Legion's Landing is going to be our for sure play. Because it is very free. And now we get to flip it. I'm going to attack with everything this time. Even a Danto. Maybe. Okay, if I attack with a Danto, more than likely just blocks a Danto. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the right attacks would be, but I think I was going to leave a Danto back. Yeah, okay, we'll get to sideboarding. This deck's nice. Okay, so they're not going to make us discard. I don't see an artifact or enchantment to deal with. I mean, there's Treasure Map. Maybe, and then there's Search for Iskanta. It's not very high impact. Harpooners are good. Or as we called them in testing, Poondogglers. When you just need to Poondoggle someone. Baffling End might be okay, but that seems a little ambitious. This is supposed to be a good matchup already, so I don't think this is something we want to sideboard for very heavily. You know, they could have the pirates deal 2 damage to non-pirate thing, so maybe a March. Maybe a Johnny is a good card here. Getting stuff out of that range of the Pyroclasm seems okay. I think March seems pretty bad to me. They kill stuff, they're fast. So I think I don't want 2 of them at least. I don't know how good Sapling Migration is supposed to be. I have a little bit of uncertainty here when it comes to this deck. I haven't played this deck before. Thorn Lieutenant in the sideboard just seems kind of random in general. But if it comes in any match, it probably comes in here. Maybe not. I think we're going to leave it like this. I don't think this is a matchup you want to sideboard for very much. The sideboard screams Control and Golgari to me, and already has the assumption that this is a good matchup. Okay. I can get behind this. This deck has some power. This deck has some power. Alright, so we have the best 2-drop on 2, which is exciting. Ooh, now we got options! Okay. Discover away. Maybe they do still have Phoenix. We just didn't see them. Here comes 2. 2 right in the board. I've done that once. I've discovered into 2 Phoenixes the turn that I was going to cast 3 spells to bring one back anyways. It felt very, very unfair. Okay, so I think Adanto Vanguard is going to be the start here. Now, next turn... Now, we really don't have any kind of cool Convoke turn yet. We could just actually Convoke and kill that, which actually might be correct. It's already a little large. Oh, never mind. History lesson. Just kidding. Best 3-drop. Let's go. Now we can do some silly stuff next turn, I imagine. We can do a Myria plus Loxodon. And then maybe cast that. Okay, regardless, we're going to want to have a big turn here. Oh my. Why do we keep getting tempted with histories? Okay, so if we do a Myria, that is a total of 4, 5, 6 permanents. And then we could Convoke 5, but this gains 1, so we'd only be left with 2 permanents. No, 3. We're 1 short of casting Myria, Loxodon, and Tribunal. Now, this is an interesting situation because I don't think we can just happily let one of these live and expect that we're going to win this race. So I think this is a turn where we have to Conclave one of them. But I really think we want to still get a history in play. But that would mean leaving back 1 token. Or we could do an Myria, and we could attack for 5 and Conclave Tribunal. That is close. This is close. I'm going to think this over for a second. So, end result, if we do the Myria Conclave, is we only have 1 Drake to worry about. And 17 is striking distance with 2 Drakes that are already at 3. You know, Shock, Opt, that's 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. That's 16 right there. So it would be pretty unlikely that we would die. I think that's the lesson there. But it's pretty unlikely we can kill next turn. So I think we need to soak up damage. So I'm going to be going with the Conclave Tribunal play. It's just which one is better. And I think it's just simply history. I think it's just simply history. Chaining together histories is so powerful. So we will tap, 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 tap. Get this out of here. Attack for 3. God, Conclave Tribunal is such an amazing removal spell. Enchantment removal just in general right now is so good. Ooh, no, there it was. Well, we didn't protect ourselves against this. Our other play would have, so maybe we messed that one up. Okay, well, we might be in trouble now. We can go Myria and then Convoke. We would be leaving this behind. Maybe we just have to march to try to gain life. We could just be dead no matter what. That could be a fact. But if we march here for 3, we get a total of 4 lifelinkers, and we can actually kind of outpace this. I think it's our only chance to win. We're probably just dead, but it's our only chance to effectively race this without top decking a Conclave Tribunal. I'd like to think how we went wrong here. If we just Loxodon on those, our opponent could just, you know, attack with 2 Drakes. But then we have a board presence and a half, and we were probably attacking for, like, lethal this turn. So I think we really did mess it up. Alright, we are going to cast a March. Our opponent only needs 2 spells to kill us. Or that. Alright, game 3. Could have been a misplay on our part. Okay. Well, Sapling Migration, I think it's a lot worse after seeing some of those cards. Or seeing the for sure Pyroclasm. I don't know if Ajani is actually good, though. I think maybe it's just, even with having, like, these cards that may be a little bad against it. Well, Lieutenant is actually pretty good if it's an X3. I think it's just you got to play it smart. You just gotta use it very timely. That Immortal Sun looks really weird. The top shading is wrong. A miscut on Magic Online. Impressive. You know, once again, I don't think we want to over sideboard. Maybe something like this is fine. Taking away some of our early game seems kind of wrong, though. When March of the Multitude actually seems quite poor to me. Maybe it's just unplayable. We could think about Baffling End, but it only hits Enigma Drake. I mean, that's all that our opponent has played against us, but I don't think it's worth it. We're just going to stay low to the ground and try to use our Vended Loxodons a little better to protect against those Pyroclasms. Pirate Clasms, I should say. Okay, this sounds okay. If this was a Plains, this would be much better, going 1, 2, 3 if we were to get that, but still a good hand. Now, if we can cast a turn 5 Tristani with this, I think we'd probably be okay. Okay. We're going to get this down, hope it does not get shocked, and start kind of gaining board presence via that. Okay, that's not a shock. Does make a 3/3 though. Well, we got to attack. We want to be making our creatures here. And now we can play a Danto Vanguard and allow us to flip Legion's Landing next turn. We really would have loved a land there, but what can you do? Even next turn getting a history and then being able to convoke for Tribunal would be okay, but then we're walking right into that Pyroclasm. But I don't think we have an option right now to kind of avoid that. Well, that's not it. So our opponent's either setting up beautifully for that kind of play or, oh, the Harpooner. Well, here we could let Emiria die. Oh, this could be a good play. All right, depending on how our opponent does this, this is going to be nice. So Legion's Landing, hoping that our opponent kills Emiria, which is very likely to happen. And then we get to harpoon the Enigma Drake for free. Yep, take 1. We're cool with this trade. Harpooner. I guess we didn't even need it to die. Now that we just needed it to take some damage. Okay. So now we're vulnerable to this Pyroclasm, though. Now we just have to fade it. There's no way we can really play around it. Our opponent clearly does not have it right now, so that's great news for us. But I mean, something like a Veteran Loxodon, and we could tap the Harpooner, to get it out of range, but we really don't have any way to really prevent that at the moment. Shock. That's okay. Now we're going to probably get this out of the way. Legion's Landing again. Well, I think it's once again free. If we leave 2 creatures back. No, I don't think it's free this time. We could History and then Tribunal this. That doesn't seem that great to me, but our options are kind of limited. We could go Legion's Landing, attack with everything. It flips, and then we could Conclave. I think it's probably best to just History, tap these 4, Conclave this, and then just get in 3 free points. At that point, we don't even really need to Conclave this, though. It's just a 3/3. We died to the Drakes and stuff. We don't die to this 3/3. Alright, I got the play. We're going to attack with everything. Play a Legion's Landing, legend it, and then just play History. We're going to play right into that Pirate Plasm if our opponent finds it. Might as well get in the damage while we can before they all pass away. Attacks! We're going to keep the new one. Legion's Landing is such a good card. Okay, take 5. We gain 3. And then we'll play History. Might get Spell Pierced. Nope. Okay, now we're hoping to fade one more turn here. And once again, we can't do much about it. Well, there's our true target we want for Conclave. Now we would love a Venerated Loxodon to kind of get out of range now. Now it would be great. Loxodon. Ooh. Ah, we're 1 short. We have been having mana problems. I don't like that. Now I don't think we want to attack with everything. We're going to try the Tribunal. See if this gets out of the way. Ooh, that's not good. Now I don't think we can attack with anything. Yep, our opponent gets to block these. Takes 3. I don't like that. Now the History comes off next turn. Pirate Plasm, though, here is... It's been bad for us at all points of this game, and it's especially bad for us now, but... It's pretty apparent that our opponent hasn't had it yet, so it'd have to be a top deck. Okay, that's still bad. We get to attack with the Knights at least, and if we top deck a land, we can attack with a Danto as well. Our opponent might try to get frisky here. Wow, we can return Harpooners with the Johnny. That's big game. Yeah, this is a 4-mana Doomblade to one of these Enigma Drakes as well. That's really big with our opponent attacking with one of them. Alright, we'll see what's up. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're definitely going to play this. And now what to do with it is going to be a true question. I think it's just get back a Harpooner. And now our opponent is forced to really attack that. Wow, that interaction is insane! Let's hope our opponent doesn't have another dive down. Okay, well, that's pretty good too. Well, now we don't fight. I still think we have to get in with everything here. And I think we'll happily pay there. 4, 5, 6, 7... We gain 3, go to 23. Yeah, we're definitely going to happily pay. That's 2 dive downs already. Could have another dive down for this. That kind of thing makes sense because our opponent hasn't done anything crazy great this turn. So having some of those reactive spells makes a little bit more sense. But we'll happily pay this. Opponent's taking half of their life total here. Alright. So now we have not only a reach blocker, but we have a planeswalker that has to be attacked. But once again, Pyroclasm really does some work here. No. No! Found it! Well, that's 16 damage. I can't pay? Oh, no, we're dead. That was bound to happen. Yep, bound to happen here. Our opponent really did have to have the dive down and then find it this turn. But yeah, if we pay, these go to 8, so that's 16. So yep, gotta just let it fall. I don't think there's anything we could actually draw to get out of this. Yep. Yeah, 11. Dang. I didn't think we were going to lose that one. Fiery Cannonade. Very good card against us. Stay tuned for round 2. We'll try to improve. And we're back for round 2. And it looks like our unfortune has followed us into this round. I mean, we do have a turn 2 Adonto on the draw. But then nothing else. But if we top deck, like, you know, we would need kind of like, you know, Sapling Migration into a land or something. I mean, we would need some specific cards to make this hand great. Like, we really need another enabler to make these Loxodons good. Otherwise, they're just horrible. So, I think this one's a mulligan. I do think it's close, though. Yeah, this sounds good. Yeah, we get a turn 3 Loxodon here. This I don't think we want, since we do have 3 lands. God, this deck is fun. I like it. I just haven't gotten to play with Venerate Loxodon yet. I played it in Pro Tour testing when the Mox results were like all Boros decks. Yeah, I don't even think I'm going to cast Flower right now. When the Mox was like all Boros decks, I tested the red-white list with Loxodon, and you know, we loved it and stuff, but that's about all I've played with that card so far, and that's kind of crazy. All right, Sapling Migration. Red-white. What do we got? Jeskai, I would assume. A Jeskai that's missing land drops. Well, Loxodon. Oh, almost messed up there. Forgot that's free. Forgot this is a free magic card. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Loxodon. Now you better find that that Deafening Clarion right now. Ruh-roh, here it is. Yeah, Jeskai's good. Alright, well, I think we'll cast this and we will flower for a plains. They plains. Then we'll get on in. Yeah, I think at this spot, even with our opponent missing their 3rd land drop, I think we're heavily disfavored. I don't think this is a good matchup. Seal away. It's pretty good. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. All right, we'll put counters on these. But Johnny is good against control. Planeswalkers in general are really tough for Jeskai to deal with. Especially the new iterations where they play a lot more, a lot less Crackling Drake, so they can't really attack those things. Well, I think there's no reason to not just make them bigger again and go for it. I think we got a nice march. It's only a march for 2, but we still might do it. Depending what our opponent does here. Yeah, because we could march for 2, seal away. Okay. It's pretty aggressive not doing that during combat. Really trying to get us with something better. Probably as a counter spell. We are going to go for this because if we top deck a land, Flourish would be lethal. So this is a counter bait. And it would flip Legion's Landing, which is game over, so it pretty much has to be countered. Okay. Now land for the win. Well, that's still probably pretty good. I think we will just Tribunal. Away this seal away. Nothing was tapped to play it. Make these 2 bigger. And now our opponent's facing down an emblem and 2 lethal attackers. I like our position. I like our position a lot. Like, there's just nothing they could have right now, you know. Alright. That was a good one. Jeskai Control. So I would say these are good. Deals with seal away, treasure maps. A Johnny is good. Could see Harpooners and Harpooners to deal with Niv Mizzet. A creature way to deal with that is very big. March of the Multitude I just don't think is very good in this matchup. I think this is mainly a creature on creature thing. Yeah, and then I think it comes down to just like Sapling Migrations being the worst card when you expect a lot of Wraths. And I think that's... Maybe it's better to have 2 marches. Nah, I think Sapling Migration's better. This is just not great because they always have counter spells during their turn. I just don't think it's good. Someone can educate me why it is good if I am incorrect on that. But all right, on the draw we got Mr. Adanto Vanguard. I guess could be a misses as well. Either way, that person is a stone cold BA. It's cool art. Okay, so I think we're going to start with Temple Garden tapped. I don't think there's a reason to flower right now. We might regret that on turn 4. But for now, I think leaving the versatility open is good. But yeah, we could easily regret this on turn 4. Try an Adanto Vanguard. Yep, I already regret it just at the thought that it might happen. Okay, well, I still regret it. It was a mistake. Okay, so we definitely could be looking at Ionize here. Oh, no. Come seal away, come seal away, come and seal away with me. History time. No spell pierce? Okay. The one nice thing about your Adanto Vanguard being gone, you get to F6. Now, I think we're going to try out one of these redundant Johnnies here. Give it a shot. The problem is even pumping them doesn't save them. Alrighty. Now we can flower and do an Ajani next turn, or if we top deck, we can Tristani. Okay, so now this is something I want to cast stuff pre-combat, just because our opponent could have settled and we want this stuff to resolve. I think a Johnny is the scariest thing right now. So I think we're going to flower. Maybe flowering's not even correct if our opponent might settle us. I think maybe it's just a Johnny here. See if our opponent lets it resolve. If our opponent lets it resolve, they for sure want to settle. And then we might only attack with one. Now we get to attack with them all. Now we only have 2/2/2s, so that's not great. This could be a Teferi. Yeah. Drawing a card. Now we definitely do want to cast a Tristani. Oof. May have messed that one up. Now if our opponent has a Deafening Clarion, I think the game is just going to end. Because I think we have to go for history here. And I want to just attack my opponent. Let's get the pressure going. We can present lethal next turn. Alright, we'll give you the window. If you got it, you got it. I will still stand by Jeskai is my favorite deck, and I still think the best deck. I love being on that side of things instead of this side. There's a lot of hoping from this side. And there's a lot of digging from that side, but most of the time the deck has the tools to dig. I really like Treasure Map from that deck. More than likely they're playing it, but I think Treasure Map is unbelievably good in Jeskai. I'm still on the list that I played from States as my deck to play. I'm not qualified for the Mox playoff, but if I was, I'd be playing Jeskai Treasure with Karns and Treasure Maps. Maybe no Raw. That card was bad, but... What do we got? A Blink. Okay, we can deal with that. We're still lethal with Tristani next turn. Our opponent might try to Teferi down tick. Oh, copying. That's smart. That's pretty cool. Copies it kicked. No, that's great. That's a great play. Now our opponent can safely tick up, or already did. Did our opponent? Yeah, okay, already did. Alright, I still think we're going to Tristani and just go for the face here. Ooh, now especially with that. Tristani. Okay, now we can locks it on post-combat. Ooh, yeah. We'll attack our opponent. Get some stuff out of range of Clarion. Zoinks, 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 zoinks. That's huge. Free spells. Pretty cool. Okay, Seal Away is pretty good. Now we can still get Clarioned. Yeah, Clarion now still wrecks us. But our opponent is forced to have it or settle. But now it's a tough thing. Green-white just cannot do anything about settle except attack and hope. And attack with the correct amount of things. And I hate that feeling. Of just, well, you got it. And with Teferi, our opponent gets to play in such a way that they're gaining advantage. Ooh, that's not good. All right. That's probably game. All right. That's going to do us exactly nothing. We'll stick in for the good fight. I do not see a lot of Nim Mizzets, and I don't see a lot of Drakes, so maybe Harpooners are not that great. But maybe they are. Oh, Mirari's Conjecture. God, that card's cool. I like this list. This list is popularized by the person who won the World Magic Cup, Team France. I forget the guy's name, but he played a very cool Jeskai list that basically comboed with Fight with Fires. Really cool. Really cool. A lot of blinks. Okay. Yeah, we can't win. Our opponent gets to ult to Fairy. But our Knight of Autumns are very good, holy. Oh, yeah. I don't think there's much I want to change. Loxodon is actually not very good. Because it doesn't usually save anything from dying to Clarion. It saves stuff from dying to, like, Pirate Clasm, but it is still good at just creating a fast clock. So I think we'll just run it. The Immortal Sun shuts down to Fairy. Maybe it's actually worth it. Alright, we'll try it. We'll try it instead of one Loxodon. A fun of. This card is just insane if you untap with it. Alright, I would love to go first. That'd be way better as a Loxodon. Immediately regretting it. That's not good. That'd be a great Loxodon with double Adonto. Oh, well, double Adonto is still insane. Don't even necessarily need a land on turn 3. It would be nice. Alright. Adonto. And we don't necessarily need a land on turn 4, but it would be nice. That worked out last time, so I'm going to call my shot again. Alright, we'll attack first. Now I really don't know what we want to play. I don't know how many Syncopates were in that list. I would assume that they're playing pretty close to that, or pretty close, or if not the exact list. I could load up that list, I guess, but not super relevant. But that is important, you know, like having MTG Goldfish open while you play and be able to look at lists and kind of think what kind of decks they're playing. It helps you think about it when you're in a big tournament and you don't have access to the internet. Well, History is the strongest play. And I don't remember seeing a lot of Syncopates, but Syncopate is something we're playing into. We're going to give it a shot. Syncopate. Okay, we'll pass. Now we got a Johnny next turn if we decide to go down that route. Now our opponent could have Disdainful Stroke, though. So now, and we saw that. So maybe we should be obliged to not do that. And kind of wait for our opponent to answer this board. Like, our opponent's going to have to probably Wrath next turn to deal with these before History goes off. And then we have a chance to play a Johnny. Probably seems better. So for now, we're just going to attack. Mending River is an interesting one. See if our opponent seals away, you know, we might rethink this. I think we're just going to play Adonto here. Legion's Landing maybe just isn't very necessary. Yep. now we will have the option to play a Johnny before combat. And I would guess it's going to resolve. Or we could have Legion's Landing and then attack with 3 creatures. And then play a Johnny. I think it's safer to just attack with, or just play a Johnny. Yep, our opponent has settled the wreckage. But we also just don't want to play into, like, blink of an eye. So I think maybe we'll just attack with 2 knights. 8 damage is a lot. And then we can boost the Adantos. Yeah, I like that. And 2 land is not nothing. We're kind of vulnerable to 1 blink of an eye here. But 3 attackers into a settle is kind of a blowout. So we're really on the fine line here of attacking with too little versus too much. I think our opponent is still priced in on settling here. Yep. So I think we did perfect then. But if our opponent just blink of an eye is there and only takes 4, we feel kind of bad. Alright, now we will get these bigger. And then next turn be attacking for 10 with these Adantos. And then we can actually make it lethal next turn with the Immortal Sun if that were to stick. Yeah, we'll pay. I'll pay. Yep, that doesn't work like that. I will pay. And then we win the game next turn. Immortal Sun. Legion's Landing. Put counters. Oh no! I did that in the wrong order! Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Oh god. We deserve to lose this game after that horrific punt. Oh my. Well, we get to pay once. Oh, that was bad. Professional Magic player over here, everyone. Yeah, okay, that is what not to do. Stay tuned for round 3. We'll see if we can play a little better. Alright, round 3. Let's do this. I would like to start. We won the die roll. Oh, yeah. My good friend Adanto Vanguard. Now, I don't think we're going to flower on 1 since we have nothing that costs a significant amount, except the other side of the card. Alright, so I think we will just go like this and say go. Probably better to just play planes there to conceal the green-white information. Oh, we got a mirror match. Uh-oh, I don't know how good our hand is in the mirror. I think Adanto Vanguard is not very good in the mirror. Yeah, I think we'll play a Myria then. That's not good. Our hand was great for anything with the steam vents. Okay. Now I think we'll attack into this. Yeah, now we definitely will, and we would love a block. Block, 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 block. Dang. Alright, we'll play an Adanto, and we'll pass it back. Now our opponent gets to flip Legion's Landing, which is not cool. Not cool at all. Or, worse yet, does some Venerated Loxodon stuff. Green-white tokens mirrored. Seems quite interesting. I think I'll pay this time. Pay to eat a token for free. Block, block. All right. And Conclave Tribunal. Taking a Miria. We're cool with that. We got one ready and waiting. Okay. So we could go... No, we can't play Loxodon yet. So we're just going to have to play some more creatures. Get this going next turn. Plains is revealed and played. Might just be making a token. Oh, we're cool with that. So, now it's how we really want to top deck a creature. Ooh, that's pretty good. Maybe Venerated Loxodon is still just the better play here, though. We could Flower first. I don't like that very much. We could attack with everything, and then our opponent is likely to try to kill Amara. And then we just return it with a Johnny. That would be a good play if that's how it works out. Yeah, that would be a very good play. Yeah, I want to get aggressive here, and I kind of want that sequence to work. It might just be better to a Johnny and tick up on these Adantos, but I think we're going to go like this. And even if our opponent blocks one of the Adantos, we'll just let one die and then bring it back. So we don't want to take 8. Yep, that's what we would prefer. We get to deal way more damage that way and still get Amara back. Return Amara. Okay. I think we're in a pretty safe spot here. Flowers for a land that they're going to play. Tristani. That keeps them alive. Now we're one way away from Flourish, which would be huge. I kind of like attacking with just Adantos after I put a counter on him. Yep, I like that. Our opponent could just, you know, double block with soldiers and we take a lot of damage, which is scary. But I think it's something we have to do. Attack for lethal. Yep, we would pay 8. We'll pay 4. All right, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get another token, get some counters on these two, then hopefully top deck a land to Flourish next turn and just, you know, win the game that way. Now this could be a big march though, and likely is. That could be scary. We could do an even bigger one. And that's probably what we should do. Alright, so our opponent can march for 6. So that's 12 power. Yeah, I think it's just time for a bigger march from us. And keep ticking these up. We're going to make these life linkers bigger. We'll say go. This mirror match is probably not a great mirror match. Probably very heavily dependent on who draws more marches. So we are going to be able to march for a little bigger, but all their creatures are bigger, so that's a tough trade. All right. If we can flourish, we're going to go for it. So we get 9. Maybe we're still just supposed to go for it? Probably not. If our opponent has another one, we might be in trouble. I think we'll just add some counters, play a history, and say go. Guess we have 8. Our opponent's gaining 14, so it's 19. There's no way we can push through enough damage to present lethal this turn. Alright. We'll just say go. Wait for that 6th land. Oh no. Oh no. What a degenerate mirror match. Alright. You got a lot of tokens. Yeah, we're out creatured by 4. And they're bigger, so this might even be a spot where our opponent should attack. Okay. Yeah, even if we get a land and attack, I don't know how that combat actually plays out. I mean, it's got to be good for us. All our creatures would be bigger, and we have about the same amount. Yeah, buckle up, audience. This is gonna be a long one. I think I remember week 1 of this format. There was two players that played Celestia tokens a lot. Oops, excuse me, guys. Sorry. There was 2 people that played Celestia tokens a lot, and I remember seeing a mirror match on the Open Series, and it just looked horrendous. All right, taking away our big soldier. Maybe getting in there. It would actually make sense. We don't have many great blocks. There's a great one. There's a great one. And then what if we just blocked all our tokens to 1? Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's taking 12. Yeah, this is probably not going to work. It's taking 632, and we're gaining 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that would leave us dead. 32. So 24 is what we're going up to. So this is 30. 28, 26, 24, 22. So this is keeping us alive. 2, 3, 4. 7, 11, that's 22. Now this keeps us alive. I think staying alive is what we want to do, because if we top deck a land and can flourish, then we can gain this all right back. So yeah, we'll try it. Hopefully I did my math right there. Should be at 2, yep. Alright. Land. Okay, now we're cooking. So we definitely want to pump some life linkers. Now if we flourish and attack with everything, that's 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 plus 8, 20. We're gaining 20, going to 22. 10, 11, 12, that's 24. But we will have one extra blocker here. And a vigilance attacker. So it should be enough to keep us alive. If need be, we can hold back Venerated Loxodon. Okay, so if our opponent blocks here, it takes 9, 14 plus 8, 22, and this would be 28. Yeah, there's real no reason to attack with this Loxodon, besides getting through a little extra damage. So I think we do this and we stay alive. All right. Tie game. Might have been right to actually put a counter on this knight so it would be a safe blocker. That's probably wrong. Gain 1 less life by putting it on a soldier and put it on a knight so we have 1 good block. Yep, that would have been better. Tristani really was the main difference here. We had a more aggressive draw, but our opponent had Tristani, and it just made those marches just so much better. Our opponent did have 2 marches as well to our 1. Yeah, our opponent does have 21 damage right now. Wow, Tristani too. No. Let us, I assume. Everything at a Johnny. Okay, well, Johnny's going to die, so we're only going to do 1 good block. Yeah, only needs to attack it with 6 creatures. That's what our opponent's going to do. Okay, so it looks to be split. Okay, so Johnny's going to fall. These are all at a Johnny, so we get a free block here, then we call it good. History. Yeah, our opponent's at just such a high life now, though. We need a Tristani, or another Flourish. Ugh. What if we attack with everything? What happens? Tristani probably kills a 1/1. 3/3 kills a 2/2. Takes 4, 5, 6, 10, 14, 17. We gain 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 21. And we have one blocker for this. And then we take 10, 11, 12, 23. So that would be lethal. We can't attack with all those. I think we can just attack with life linkers. Magic's hard. Magic's hard. If we attack with that. Don't really want Amara to die right now. Yeah, we'll try that. This makes sure that we can live on the crackback. Not positive this is correct, but oh yeah, our opponent has the first tree as well. Yeah, we're severely behind now. Yep, I kind of missed that land. That was a bit of an oversight. That's not very good. Well, now I think we really need a Tristani or a Flourish to like stay alive. Our opponent has just gotten too far out of reach in this game. What a game. Legion's Landing. Yeah, Tristani and we're back in it. Or a March would be pretty good. Tristani or March, I think, is our best draws. Alright. Opponent is getting in there. Alright, we will block here. Here are only good blocks. That's 9, 10. So that's 20. We have to block something else. We live with this. I think that's what we should do. Yep. Now I don't even know if Tristani is actually going to be an out. Saloxodon? Oh, God. Yep. Yep, that's game. Alright, that was wild. That was wild. That looked like we were going to be very easily winning that game, and then it just slipped away from us. So we'll get rid of those. Knight of Autumn seemed very good. Killing Histories, Conclave Tribunals, even Legion's Landing if it's early enough. Baffling End, that doesn't seem very good. Ajani is pretty good. Yeah, God, that might just be it. Could bring in the Immortal Sun to kind of hedge against their Planeswalkers, but they're probably bringing in Knight of Autumn as well. And we don't want to really just pay 6 to get something destroyed for 3 mana. So I think we'll just run it like this. Alright, we want to at least salvage a 2-1 out of this league. Gonna have to do it down a game. Alright, alright. This sounds fine. Could use a little bit more land, but if we can go Legion's Landing into Sapling Migration, into History... Oh, well, wow, actually, this flips. We can do that. Oh, wow. Legion's Landing is so good. Okay, so we have a great 1, 2, 3 already, but it can be even better with a land. Probably the same. Nope. Okay, it can be even better with a land. So we'll play this. Flip Legion's Landing next turn. Get in a free point. Then cast a History, almost for sure. Alright, that's okay. No land is kind of a bummer, but thank God for this extra text on Legion's Landing. Now we're just going to cast Histories for a couple turns. Hope it's enough. History. We could cast March next turn. It's a possibility. We really want to go March into Trostani, though. And we really want to... Okay. That's okay. We got another one. Alright, there's a land we wanted. But I think it's just a History this turn. And get on in there. Now I think if we can play Trostani or even just going March into March, I think we should be wildly ahead here. But you never know. Okay. Probably taking out the other History. Now land for Trostani would be huge. Oh, wow. Oh, now do we march with everything? Probably. I think we'll just attack with the Knights. See if our opponent blocks. Okay, it's time to march. And we either get to go March into March into March or March into Trostani. I think March into Trostani would be better. Alright. March for 6. Ugh. It might just have to be another March now. Well, migration into March. I'm going to try to win with the mass of the tokens. Yep, looks like a March from our opponent as well, except with Trostani it's much, much more scary. Alright. We're just waiting for that 5th land, and we'll be able to drop Trostani, and then things should be fine. So we have another turn to draw it, because we can just march again for another huge number. Land. Ugh. Well, could take care of one of those. That seems pretty good. And then just march again. I think it seems like what we got to do. Technically, this only costs like 1 mana. We'll play this. March again. Isn't Magic a crazy game? God, we're going to be marching for an absurd number right now. 18, 19. Oh man, but our opponent has another march too? Isn't Magic great, guys? Okay, March for 25. Maybe it's just worth it to attack even if we don't get Trostani. I mean, it probably is. We just put 25 creatures into play. Our opponent can march, and whatever number they march for is doubled. Okay, there we go. God, maybe we have the city's blessing. All right, trust Donnie. Well, let's hope our opponent doesn't have settled the wreckage. Boom. Settle the wreckage, and I'll happily concede and go cry in a corner. It doesn't look to be the case. A giant march, I don't think is going to be good enough. There's some fair stuff going on. Pretty fair. Oh, man. This is hilarious. There's just no way this can be enough, right? You can block 3/3s. You can block Knight of Autumn. And block one more token, but that's like 40 damage that's getting through. Yeah, I like the fact that our opponent's just not doing the math and just doing it. I'm not either, so we'll figure it out, but... Yep. Death? Yeah, by so many, not even close. 110. Alright, that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, I think everything is fine. Just running it back. Maybe Baffling ends on the draw to try to hit Amara, but nah, it doesn't seem smart. I think I said Amiria early on in this stream. That'll be the first time I ever mispronounced a card, right? Right, gang? Alright, game 3. Final game of this week's Droppin' Bomb. Let's do it. Okay, we can keep this. Let's see if we are indeed the token mirror match master. No one drop, love it. Well, now we don't even want to cast Flower. So we can cast everything in our hand, so we'll just do this. Put that to the end. Okay. I will copy you. I think I would block in this scenario. I don't really have the March type hand, or the Convoke hand, so I'm happily trading here. I'm for sure happily trading. Now what this means is we have a free attack. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to attack because there's almost no chance that our opponent's going to block, and we don't want to block because we're going to flip Legion's Landing next turn as well. So we'll get in our free attack. And then history. And then next turn we can Legion's Landing and a Johnny. That seems pretty good. But unfortunately a Johnny's plus ability would have to be post-combat, but that's okay. That's pretty not cool. Locks it on. That's also uncool. Well, now we could have Johnny pre-combat. I don't know how valuable our Legion's Landing flipping even is anymore. So maybe it's just a Johnny pump and then say go. And then hope Tristani can kind of help us out. Yep, seems like the play. Pump these. Pass the turn. Defense. 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 We'd have to make some pretty bad blocks to save a Johnny if our opponent attacks everything there. Well, not terrible, actually. So we can block here to here, chump block the Loxodon, and block Knight. That puts it to 1. And that would be great. That would be great. Johnny out 1 and we get to save 1 creature and then play a Tristani and then pump. I'm cool with that. But no attack means march, which would be terrifying. Okay, I think we're going to do those blocks that I just said. Boom, boom, boom. Johnny goes to 1. Vivian? Wow, that's a new one. Loxodon. Okay, so we know our opponent's hand. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we will get the City's Blessing, so we might as well play Arch. Tristani. We're 1 away from killing Vivian Reed, which is unfortunate. So maybe we should just pump the Lifelinkers. No, I want to pump this so it can just block the Loxodon. So we'll go like this. Then we'll attack Vivian with this. And now with just a Loxodon and an activation from Vivian, I feel pretty good, but this is definitely still not over. Forest is good. Amara, likely to make a token and then Loxodon. That's all fine. Now we want to attack with 3 and maybe flip. And we just really want to get Vivian Reed off the table. That's how we lose, is our opponent gets out of hand with card advantage. Okay, so now our opponent is going to have quite a lot of creatures holding back. So we would have to attack with everything to kill Vivian Reed, which is not great. Oh, we could for sure put a counter on this soldier and attack with these 2 towards it. That's pretty decent. Or we could throw this in front too, just to flip. And then we could just draw a card too. Then we're a little vulnerable. Might be our only time to flip this Legion's Landing, though. Yeah, I think we're going to try it. And if we do that, our opponent is forced to single block on each to save it. That's actually a big reason here. So we're going to go here and here. And then we're going to attack these 3 at Vivian. And see what our opponent does. Transform. Jump, block, block. Okay. Saves Vivian. Now we can go land drop, and now we have a choice between Legion's Landing and Adanto to make extra creatures here, or drawing a card off Arch. And I don't think it's quite time to draw a card off Arch yet, so I think we'll just make some creatures. Now, Vivian Reed is still scary. We need to get this off the board eventually here. And there's Arch. So we know our opponent's hand is just a plains. But now we can't really attack. We need to just build our army a little bit more. Make a creature. Oh, that was the perfect card. That was the perfect card. Alright, so 6. kind of like pumping these two. Yeah, I'm going to pump these two. I got to kind of worry about my clock a little bit here. And I'm going to attack with just Knight and this Vampire token because they can get through Loxodon. I do want to try to keep my opponent's board a little low as well because I have the advantage with Tristani. So Vivian coming out for here. We're just trying to get to that Vivian, and it's not easy. No evasion really makes for a struggle sometimes. Okay. Now we're going to cast March. Okay, we'll kill that. Alright, we're just going to March right now. Alright, March for 8, 16 power coming in. Kill those creatures. We didn't have exactly great trades there, so maybe that wasn't the best attack, because we definitely traded down in 2 different ways, but we're so far ahead, that's what we're trying to do right now. Was that a miss? Did Vivian just miss? Huh. Okay, well, there we go. Now we got a game again. Dang it. Well, here it comes down to we are attacking with tokens to kill Vivian this turn. I've just had enough of it. Oh. Maybe not. Well, can we go for like presenting lethal? We got a few things to check here. So we can pump 2 of the creatures and then flourish. So we'd have 3 4/4s. And then the rest would be 3 3s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. 14, 21. Nope, it's not lethal. We don't have great attacks yet. I think it's just a March turn. And go for lethal next turn. Our opponent gets to Adonto and play some more things, which is unfortunate, but okay. This Plains has been played. Okay, only got another Plains. Vivian really hasn't been great. It's made us point our resources at it, which isn't ideal, but especially with our opponent going to draw a card here, I feel pretty good about just going for the win. Not for sure it's lethal, but it seems like it's going to be quite good. Okay, March. All the clicks. For 14. What a weird mirror match. For all of the people who are still sticking around and have been watching the whole games, you're the real MVP. This has been a grind. It's been a grind, but I think it'll be over next turn. Flourish should really kind of put a... And this Flourish never would have been in our hand if we didn't top deck Temple Garden on turn 1, which is kind of funny. We might have a Salto meter coming up. We might have a Salt. Okay. Do we get to untap? Our opponent still could have settle. I'm still not going to play around it. And that looks like the game. Woo! That was insane. That was an absolutely insane match. This mirror match, you know, I'm a Jeskai control player, and those mirror matches are always fun. They're always interactive. Like, these, I don't know if you can really call them that. Vivian reads some nice tech that really hits some of the enchantment removal, so maybe our opponent had the more optimal build for it. Maybe not. I want to thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome to the deck tech here. Those are some fun matches. This deck's sweet. Adanto Vanguard is a real scary card against any Steam Vent type deck in the format. And we know there's plenty of those. So we'll get to the specific choices. This is exact 75 of Team France's Jammet Timothy. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. But won the World Magic Cup with this was being one of their lists. I thought it always looked like it was doing some really cool things. It seemed to be dominating with March into Flourish very consistently. I think Adanto Vanguard's awesome. And honestly, I just haven't attacked on dropping bombs in a while lately. So I really wanted to showcase an aggressive deck. Maybe get back to history of Benalia decks just because I absolutely love playing them. I think this deck is awesome and really has game against everything. It has some problems against Jeskai control, you know, and I mean, there's certain, just the fact that Deafening Clarion is very good against us. You have to play correctly, and you kind of have to have your cards line up with them a little bit, but if you can play around the card and play around Settle as well as you can, it becomes a tricky matchup from that side. So we got 3 Legions landings, 4 Adanto Vanguards, 4 Sapling Migrations, 2 Amara, and 4 History as kind of our token early game generators that really feed into the powerful convoke spells of Conclave Tribunal, Veterated Loxodon, and March of the Multitudes. Like, all of these cards crank out so many permanents that can quickly be convoked to have something like a crazy turn on turn 3 where you go like Sapling Migration, and on turn 2 you played Adanto, you know, and being able to go like turn 4, another creature plus Loxodon, pump the whole team, or have a huge march. Like, the deck just has so much synergy together and really makes it so you're doing your stuff, and it's your opponent's job to try to stop you from doing it, or you chain together a couple of good turns without being disrupted is going to be game ending. The flip side of that, if you get, you know, you cast Adanto Vanguard, it gets sealed away right away. You cast History of Benalia, they shock your token. You know, if they control your resources early, it's very hard to win with this deck because this deck needs to snowball. And without that, it becomes just kind of a bad green-white mid-range deck. But if it can snowball, it becomes such a powerful synergistic monster. So we'll move on to the sideboard. We got Baffling End, screams out Boros, you know, maybe thinking about it in more Enigma Drake heavy blue-red deck. But mainly for aggressive shells here. Golgari, I can see it being good against Wild Growth Walker as well. Something that we didn't play. Ajani, great control cards. Control still has problems dealing with Planeswalkers right now, especially since they're leaning away from Crackling Drakes. I like the 4 Nullhide Ferox. They were just like, nope, I do not want to lose to a disinformation campaign deck. I am just going to have this be my plan. If they make me discard a card, well, you're dealing with a 6/6 now. 2 Harpooners. I think this card's great. I think it should maybe even be a 3 of. It's great against Jeskai. It's especially good against Izzet Drakes. The interaction with the Johnny, being able to bring it back and then kill something as well. Like, a green Doomblade is not an easy card to find. 3 Knight of Autumns. Enchantments are at an all-time high right now, so being able to destroy those and bring back Reclamation Sage is a big deal. This card's very powerful. And the 1 of Immortal Sun to just have a catch-all against Golgari. And, yeah, just 1 powerful spell you don't want to overload on because 6 mana is not easy in a 21 land 4 flower deck. But yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching. I had a blast playing this deck. I hope you all have a great holiday season. I won't see you until after Christmas. So happy holidays, everybody, from Dropping Bombs and everybody here at TCGplayer. We wouldn't be anything without your guys' support. And, you know, I have the greatest fan base out of anyone out there. And I love you all so much. Happy holidays, and we will see you next week for some more standard action. Bye.